Hi again. First rant about a guy. Let's call that guy Rock Fists. So last year, he arrived 1 week after first day of high school. At first, with his name, I thought it was a girl, but when I saw him entering the class for the first time, oh, my mind went blank. He was so handsome. I couldn't believe my own eyes for what I was seeing. He looked so cool. I wanted to become friend with him so much. But when I got too close to him, I was getting all shy and became a stuttering mess. But after a week, he found out about my yapper side. I was talking so much, and I was so energetic he thought it was cringe. So he started mocking me. He was hanging out with that one boys group. You know, the typical popular guys band. After a certain amount of time, we had our first PE class. And that's when I started fearing him. At a moment, we had to run as fast as we could, but when we were waiting for our turns, he threatened me to hit me. And I always had that fear of being hit. Not by a guy, but being beaten in general. So, since then, Rock Fists started mocking me, insulting me, and threatening me every time he could do it. Because I always gave a reaction, I lowered my head and lost all hint of confidence I could give if I didn't had any fear inside me. But sometimes I happened to gain confidence and to respond, even if I knew that there was a risk of his threats to become true. I was done backing down because of the fear of being hit. But there was time when I seemed to see beyond his surface. Whenever I looked at him in class, he seemed soft, not even brutal. I had a hard time seeing him as a rude and violent monster during that time. But when he saw me looking at him, he was back to being cold and insulting, calling me a slut. Once, we had a test on our phones in English class. But when I turned on my phone, I saw a horrible message from a friend of mine. This threat made me cry. My teacher was worried about me, so she told me to wash my face in the bathroom. And when I returned, Rock Fists was mocking me for crying like a baby. His devilish smirk made my blood boil. I got so angry, I wanted to slap everyone, to break the chairs and desks, and to throw him out the window, but I held myself back. Once the bell rang, I ran to catch him, because I found it unfair that he mocked my tears of distress, so I screamed after him, wanting explanations. But once downstairs, silence. Only an eye contact. His cold, aloof and threatening gaze met my vulnerable one. I felt my hands shaking and tears wanting to come down my cheeks. But I still wanted Rock Fists to apologize, so I tapped his shoulder. And that bitch felt threatened and harassed, so my nightmare came true. Wednesday, November 13, he punched me in the face. I still remember how I instinctively bent over before sitting on the floor, shaking, my vision blurring, my left eye hurting me, my heart beating fast, that feeling of throwing up, and his gaze. 30 minutes later, we were with an adult, and that motherfucker ass adult took his damn motherfucking side. So he got expelled from school for 2 small days, while I got an advertisement for annoying him. So now, I'm still traumatized. All Wednesday are hard for me, since I always get his fist having contact with my face in memory. But don't worry, he leaves me alone now.